Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. Now today I thought I would do another page in my fairy book. So that is from my fairy photo album that I've got that I'm turning into a bit of an art journal type thing. I'll leave links to the other videos that I've done on this in the description box so you can take a look. And I'm using my steampunk fairy book again, as well as some stickers. And I made this card. You may or may not have seen the video ages ago where I made this fairy card out of a stamp. I'll try and remember to link that video in the description as well. I think I just show it. I don't show you making it. I just show you the finished thing, which you can see there anyway. But anyway, I'll link it anyway. So I've also got some music paper, some butterflies, mushrooms, and some bits and pieces, and those black stickers which I thought were rub-ons, but they're actually stickers. So yeah, they would have been better if they were rub-ons, but it's fine. They're still nice. They're just quite shiny. So I basically decided I wanted to make a pocket to put that fairy journaling card in, which will then show through on the other side. So I decided to use this piece for the kind of main picture. So this little fairy sitting in her chair of cogs and whatnot, and her wings are made of cogs as well, which is quite cool. And then just trying to figure out some sort of composition that looks nice and will also fit in the page, because you don't get much wiggle room in these pages because they're this real hard like chipboard pages, and they're really thick. They're like double the thickness of one slice of chipboard, because they're like well, you can't even get in between them. I don't know, but they're really thick anyway, so you can't really make it too bulky, so it has to be very, very flat and fit in the page. So I'm just figuring out how to actually position it so that I can get it to fit and so that it looks nice, and then I'll do a bit of inking. So I've got everything roughly where I want them and inked up. So now it's time to think about actually decorating and adding a little bit of something interesting onto the blank space on that pocket. So first of all, I cut out that bit of black like leafy fern stuff from what I thought was the rub-ons, and then as I peeled it back, I was like, oh, this is really sticky. It's a sticker, that's why. So then I go back in and kind of fussy cut around it so there's not too much shiny I think it's like that PET stuff. And then I've got that fun, like, I just picked up that green leaf thing, and it looks like it's got a caterpillar at the end of it, but that came out of a witch box or a witch casket a little while ago. They did like an actual crafty version which had some cool papers and bits and pieces in, so that was nice. So as you can see, that sticker is quite shiny, especially with the glare of the light on there, but it's fine. It does what it needs to do. And then I'm just kind of roughly sticking everything down where I want it to go. And then I'll come back in and stick it all down properly once I've made sure that it all fits nicely. So here I actually took the page away and held it up against the book, and realised that actually I didn't have as much space as I thought I did. So just ripped some of this music paper down a little bit, and I will need to cut some off of those two kind of tags that are stuck along the side, the squirrel and the butterfly. But that's fine. I think it looks all right in the end. What was I going to say? I was going to say something then, and I completely forgot what it was. So that did also mean that I had to move that green thing over to the other side, but I think it still looks all right. And then just get everything kind of stuck down. And then I've got the little frog man, not the frog man, just a frog, and a little, it's like a hip flask. I thought maybe the fairy likes a little nip of something strong sometimes when she's hanging out in her chair. So I just put those things down. So I thought that frog would look cool sitting on top of that mushroom, and he's got some little mushrooms behind him as well. So just mushrooms everywhere. Just making sure now that my actual card is going to fit in the pocket, and it is going to, so that is fine. And if you can hear any noises behind me, Loki is fast asleep, snoring away, doing this little snoring thing, which is super cute. So I've just taken my lanyard punch or slot punch and put some ribbon through here. This ribbon is actually from an Easter egg. It's a Cadbury's Easter egg, and I just distressed it a little bit with the vintage photo that I've got sat there that I've been inking everything in. So now we are ready to position on our book, and obviously I want the fairy to poke out the other side through the photo hole, which means that it's a bit plain sticking through this side, and I was contemplating decorating it, but the whole point is that it's a journaling card, so just left it as it is, and then if I ever get around to actually journaling anything in it, then it will obviously have something on it then. I'm just cutting this down a little bit. I tried to preserve as much of the squirrel face as possible. He's had a little bit of a nose job, but it doesn't look too bad. And that's just so I can get it to fit on the page. But yeah, I think it came out quite cool with the little bottle down the bottom, and then I'm just making sure I've got everything stuck down properly before I make the whole thing into a pocket. So now it's just time to get it stuck down where I want it, or at least positioned where I want it, because actually I decided that the page was, I didn't want to completely cover that page, but I thought I would give it a little bit of grunginess. So just taking my vintage photo, and it's quite a shiny page, so it doesn't like soak in. Loki's still snoring. Doesn't quite soak in the way I'd want, but kind of goes on okay. And then I've taken some gold gilding and my finger and just splodging that all over it. It looks quite muddy on camera, but when you kind of look at it from side to side, it does shimmer with the gold, and that gold gilding paste smells delicious. It smells like oranges, but that's just to give a little bit of grunginess to the background, and then I'll pop a little bit of the gold on the page as well. So you'll be able to see in a minute when I flick it back and forth, you'll be able to see like when I turn the page, you'll be able to see the gold kind of shimmering. Yeah, just making sure I've got the card positioned in the right place so that I can stick my pocket down and it's all in the right area. Something's woken up Loki. I think it was a magpie. He's gone to the back door to investigate. The magpies do like to taunt him quite a lot. He doesn't like them because they laugh at him. But I hope you liked me making this page. Like I say, I'll link the other fairy videos that I've got in the description box below. Please do leave me a comment and let me know what you think of this page, and please like the video if you enjoyed it. And if you're not already subscribed, then I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I do lots of different crafty things, as well as some other bits and pieces occasionally. And thank you so much to everyone that is already subscribed. If you're a new subscriber, then thank you so much for coming along. If you've been with me for ages, then thank you so much for staying with me. And this is how it turned out. So you've got that fairy there, and it almost matches the colouring of the other fairies that are on that page, those purples. So I really like how that happened. I'll be back again soon with something else, and have a wonderful day. Bye.